I didn't actually study overseas like everyone else did. I did get kind of short but very intense bursts of overseas experience. So the first one was in 2012. Actually, during the London Olympics, we went to the UK for 6 weeks, my chamber group and I, and we basically did a concert tour of the UK, which was amazing. And then some years later, straight after I finished my master's, I went over to Leeds in north of England for about 10 months. So that was more of a music education focus, working with Opera North, and again, getting to travel within the UK and doing lots of little things like working at a summer school and working at the Edinburgh Festival, for example. So that was a good kind of insight into how the UK's and the art scene operate. And then I guess I came back to New Zealand, got a job at the University of Auckland working behind the scenes as an events coordinator, and I kind of worked my way throughout marketing, events and communications, and I think that gave me a really good solid foundation to kind of start a career as a musician. Not always performing and not always teaching, sometimes doing administration, management, sometimes just, moving chairs at a concert, but it did give me a really good insight and a varied outlook into what a life as a musician looks like, because it's not just a linear pathway anymore.
So collaborative pianist or piano accompanist, or however you'd like to say it, or just a pianist. Basically, you work with a lot of different people, different ages, ranges of instruments and caliber and I guess experience. So I think communication is crucial. It's not just enough to be a good player. You have to be able to communicate what you want to do, what you'd like to do together musically, a little bit of compromise as well. You can't just do it one way. You have to actually work together to produce a satisfactory musical outcome. Yeah, definitely communication and learning to react in the moment. So sometimes you can prepare as much as you'd like during rehearsal and practice, but on the day you might feel that kind of burst of spontaneity and just go, I want to try something. And it's just kind of learning to communicate with each other prior, trust that you'll have each other's back, and then when you do something spontaneous on stage, you're reacting in real time. So communication and being able to just react and I guess complement each other. But it's no different to, I think, solo piano, because you're obviously having to compromise what you want to do on a different instrument, on a different venue to a different audience.
as a collaborative pianist or a piano accompanist, you just get to do it with other people, which is a lot more exciting and a lot less boring and lonely, which is what I like about working with other musicians. Yeah. I just put together pieces that I like playing, and they all have a little bit of significance to me as a musician. The first piece, Bach's Prelude and Fugue in C major, Book 2, that was probably my first piece that I learned at university. So at University of Auckland you have to learn a Prelude and Fugue for your technical exam, and so that was the piece that was chosen for me. Very pastoral, very wonderful, open, calm, settling piece, I find. So I love starting any program with that piece. Just kind of calms me down. And then the Sweet Bergamask was the main program, I guess the main repertoire in my third year program. So in your third year you can open up your recital at the end of your recital so people can come and watch you, but big celebration. And so that is the piece that I chose, and I actually took that to England with me because halfway through my third year I went over to the UK for 6 weeks on a wonderful scholarship. So I got to kind of play that in front of some really major pedagogues, and they really helped me out, and it was really great to get that insight. So it is kind of attached to the UK memory. And then the final piece, Beethoven, funnily enough, in my 5 years of learning at the University of Auckland, I only played one Beethoven piece, and it was not a sonata. It was the Fantasy in G minor, which people might find quite a kind of out there piece. So thinking back, I thought maybe I should have played more Beethoven sonatas, but I didn't want to do the really famous ones. And I just found this G major one. I just thought it was delightful, lovely to play, lovely to listen to. Lots of cross-hand movement, so you get a bit of a workout. And just a little extra Grieg at the end, the Nocturne, which, like I said to the audience, it was my encore piece. And I strategically just put it in there so I get to perform it, because it is just such a wonderful, kind of like an autumnal, warm piece to finish the program.